In conclusion, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle states that it is impossible to determine position while at the same time determining velocity.
Professor Nomen, do you have a minute?
Yeah.
I was wondering, do you know when Professor Child will be back?
Well, I believe he said that.
It's just, he promised he'd help me with my paper on wave-particle duality.
Of course. Well, he said that he would be back soon from his sabbatical in Fiji.
Oh,
In the meantime, how about I help you with your research?
sounds great. Send my regards to Professor Child.
You think you could just lie to me?
I can explain.
For 3 years! 3 years I've stuck my neck out for you. And what do I find out?
It doesn't matter! If these 3 years taught you anything, it's that I'm damn good at quantum mechanics even without a degree.
You lied to me. Not just about your degree, about your experience, about your research, about everything. You're just a fraud!
I have assisted you since day one.
No. A con man has assisted me since day one. If you don't want to be thrown off these premises before security gets here, I suggest you leave now, Nomen. Now!
No, I know. No, I didn't do it. I didn't. This wasn't me. This wasn't me. I didn't do this. It's my fault. It's my fault. No, child! Okay. Why'd you help me?
That's your concern right now? Why did I help you?
I killed someone, Julia. Aren't you a little scared?
If you're caught, who do the police go to next?
You?
And you know what I do. If the police get involved, I'm not coming back. You couldn't have at least waited until I forged the damn letter.
I got anxious and panicked. You're right, I should have waited.
Yes, you should have. Here you go, waltzing into the old-fashioned son of a bitch's house, la-di-da, smashing his head with a rock, and then forging a letter for the one guy on campus who handwrites everything. For a guy who learned quantum mechanics, you're pretty stupid. How long do we have?
I wrote down 5 weeks. In Fiji.
It's June 27th, right? Okay, you know what? Let's just get rid of the body. Get it over with.
No!
Why not?
He was my friend.
And now he's dead.
Julia, I feel like I almost died dragging his corpse here, okay? I don't want to go through that again.
Then you need to come up with something better than he's supposed to come back.
What about letter of resignation?
with you as recommended replacement.
That's too suspicious.
Well, we can't just alert the police. We can't just let time lapse. And we can't leave. Those are guaranteed to end with us behind the bars. And you don't want to move a dear old man because you're squeamish. Do you have any ideas other than forging another letter?
I'm guessing you'll need reference papers?
Hey, Natalie,
What?
I got the pictures of them.
Did you send them?
Check now. I also looked through all the school documents in the database to see if there was anything new. Nothing from Professor Child, just like the previous weeks.
And now Nomen is snooping through his house. My hunch is getting excited, Louis. Follow him and keep me updated.
Righto.
Nomen, Nomen, Nomen. If my hunch is correct, then your truth shall set you free and satiate me.
Professor Mike Willis arrested.
Mike? What for?
Assault.
Jesus. He always seemed like a nice guy. Who's that journalist? A student. Pierlo. Pierlo got him?
Just like Professor Hudell.
Just like your Dell.
And just like Hudell, Willis is in jail, where we'll end up if I don't have those papers.
Put them on your table before you woke up.
Are you sure that no one saw you?
Hello, Professor Nomen?
Yes?
Do you have a minute?
Well, I'm incredibly busy.
Oh, it'll only take a second.
Okay.
Sorry, we had to stop by my locker to pick up some things. Can I interest you in a biscuit, Professor?
No thank you.
Please, I insist, they're simply divine. How about some tea?
Your generosity is kind, but I simply can't.
Please.
So what's your question?
I was just wondering about Professor Child.
Excuse me?
I was just wondering when Professor Child would return from his vacation. Is it called a vacation?
I believe the word you're looking for is sabbatical. Why do you want to know?
Oh, I'm just an enormous fan of his work on the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. I want to talk to him about it.
Well, I'm his research assistant, so you can talk to me about it some other time. He won't be back until later this week.
Natalie, can you hear me?
Yeah, what did you find on Nomen?
You were right. He seemed nervous throughout our entire interaction. Easily suggestible, too. Said Child was coming back later next week. Did you find anything from the airline?
I looked through their records for flights from 5 weeks ago. There was no Professor Child among them.
Child wasn't even on a flight?
Nothing. I'll see what truth I can analyze from the recording, but in the meantime, follow Nomen. I need my evidence.
I swear, every time I turn around, I see him.
The kid is tailing you, Anthony. We gotta move it soon. Things are getting too risky with the liability in our backyard.
No.
Not now, not while the kid is tailing you, of course, but soon. But once we move it, you better get some nerves of steel or we're out of here.
What about the kid?
He probably has some beef with Child, but still he might see us. So for now, just hang tight and grow some balls. When are they announcing the replacement?
Sometime this week. Hopefully, Child's recommendation allows me to eke my way through the competition.
I still feel like I'm seeing that kid out of the corners of my eyes.
What happened to your nerve to steal, huh? A preliminary perimeter check is not good enough for you? Hey!
Check the area? Really?
Anthony. Pierlo.
Natalie Pierlo. If the guy was working for Pierlo, then that means... Oh no. Oh no.
Hey. Snap out of it. I don't care how good Pierlo is. She's just a kid with a camera and one friend. And the latter took care of the former for us. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of the body. We're gonna calm down, we're gonna get some rest. And tomorrow we'll check the card and we'll delete everything. And we'll smash it. And the camera. Easy?
Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of this body.
Finally.
You lost it? You had the perfect face of evidence and you lost it?
It was an accident. I stepped on a twig and the camera smacked into
Then
something.
watch your step and tighten your strap next time. What happened to it?
After they left, I went back to the place and it was gone. They must have taken it.
Nomen burying child is the last piece for my puzzle. A puzzle which recently has gotten bigger and more delightful, and you fucked it up! So listen closely. I'm going to pay Nomen a little visit tomorrow, and you better know what to do. Or child isn't going to be the only one in a coffin this week.
Julia!
They gave it to me! I'm the new child!
Oh my god! What was that?
I don't know. Go check. I'll get the door.
Christ, you son of a bitch!
Miss Pierlo.
Hi, Professor Nomen. I am so sorry to bother you at home. I was just wondering if I could ask you a couple of questions about Professor Child.
Professor Child. Yeah, actually, I'm very busy right now, so... Actually, I have time. Why don't you come inside? Sit down.
Thanks. Are you all right, Professor?
Yeah, everything's fine. Fantastic. It's been a tough couple weeks. You know, with Professor Child's retirement, and I've been applying for his position in light of it.
Can you elaborate?
Sure. Professor Child wrote a letter to the board announcing his retirement and recommending me as his replacement. So I've been working against numerous other candidates. What do you mean? Natalie, I swear I've done nothing wrong. Professor Child isn't in Fiji?
Sloppy. Especially your eyes and Jay's.
I think you need to leave my house. Now.
Good thing you sat back down. We were having such a lovely conversation, don't you think, Professor?
Yes. We're having a lovely conversation.
I told you I don't know.
Why must you deny me the truth?
I am not lying.
Yes, you are. I can tell when you are. Have you not been paying attention this entire time?
I had nothing to do with the disappearance of...
Disappearance?
I didn't say anything.
You said the disappearance.
I said nothing.
Fine. You didn't mean to say disappearance of. Did you mean to say death instead? Forgery is one thing. Murder, however? Now that's juicy enough for me to act irrational.
You have no proof.
Let me tell you a story, Anthony. I'm sure you heard the news of Professor Mike Willis, but what you wouldn't know is the conversation Mike and I had before I got those pictures. You see, Mike seemed nice enough, but I knew what he'd done. I had a hunch, and I was briefly satisfied since I had the testimonials beforehand, but I wanted concrete evidence to satiate it once and for all. But old Mike was good at covering his tracks, so I needed something simpler, something easier. I decided to confront him for a confession. I said, if you confess now, you can enter a plea deal in court. You get a lighter sentence, and in return, I get the truth. And he denied me. He said, I have no idea what you're talking about. He didn't let me get to the nice, juicy truth like I wanted. He starved me! And so, like a hungry lion, I waited and waited and waited for the right opportunity. For when Mike let his guard down and I got my delicious truth. If only Mike had given it to be nice and easy, I wouldn't have been so hard on him. I would have had a nice little accident with his pictures and a cigarette lighter, but no! Mike just had to make things harder for himself. If Mike had just given me what I wanted, he would be out of prison in a few years, but no! He will rot in a jail cell for starving me of the truth. So, I am going to say something that you are very familiar with by now. You don't have to lie to me. Because now you know how hungry I get when I am lied to. Are you gonna let me starve, Anthony? Go. Now. Say it.
Out of all the quantum mechanic principles, none encapsulates the field better, in my not so humble opinion, than the Heisenberg principle of uncertainty. It states that it is impossible to simultaneously tell the position and the velocity of a subatomic particle at the same time. For example, if one were to find the position of a particle, the very act of measuring it destroys the velocity data. Inversely, if one were to find its heading, you will no longer know where it is. How fast was it going? Where is it going?
We don't know. In essence, the fact that we can't know where it is and where it is going, this principle, I believe, opens the door to infinite possibilities. You can never plan the trajectory of one particle if you don't even know where it is. You're welcome.